It was in 1974, I think. Yeah, I met Freddy Lee for the first time. When he approached the aircraft, my crew and I, were wondering who was that guy. He looked like Lee Kuan Yew. He resembles his older brother. You know, looks exactly the same. I've served Lee Kuan Yew before, but not Freddy. But when he approached nearer to us, nearer towards the entrance of the aircraft, then I realized it wasn't Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. And he introduced himself. It was so nice. He said, "I'm Freddy, the brother of Lee Kuan Yew." I said, "Oh, I see. Glad to meet you, sir." And he boarded the aircraft, and then he pulled me aside. He said, "You're the supervisor?" I said, "Yes." Now, he said, "I want to get a bed to sleep. This is going to be a long flight from Singapore to London, Singapore, Bahrain, London." And they told me that the slumber, as we call that, all the beds were fully booked in the first class. I say, "Yes, there are 12 beds and 24 first class passengers." So the first 12 who requested, when they make the bookings, will get first come, first serve. Mr. Lee, he said, "Well, I'm very confident in you. I think you can get somebody to give up one of the beds for me. I want the one called SQ1. SQ1 is where my brother used to sleep with the sliding door. The rest got no doors." I said, "Okay, I'll try. You call me Freddy. You just call me Freddy. Don't call me Mr. Lee. All right?" I said, "Sure, I'll try." After takeoff, my crew and I approached the passenger who was supposed to occupy that bed. Just a reminder, 1974, we just got the Boeing 747. And the first class has got 24 seats. But in the upper deck, it wasn't reconfigured to business then. So we got 12 beds. On a long flight, we convert those settees or sofas into 12 beds. And then we offer our first class passenger. So that was the background. Anyway, we managed to talk to one passenger, Mr. So and so, into giving that seat, that bed to Freddy Lee. So Freddy was very happy with me. He pat me on the back and said, "Good job." So after the plane took off, and then it was almost an 8-hour flight from Singapore to Bahrain with transit. And then halfway through the flight, or towards the last 2 hours of the flight into Bahrain, he woke up and he asked for a drink. I can't remember what he had, but he wanted to talk to me. So he invited me to sit next to him in the main deck, and he had his drink and he chatted with me. He said, "I'm sure you want to know about Lee Kuan Yew, my brother. Oh, you must, you know, that even now, if you talk about Lee Kuan Yew, a lot of people like to hear. But back then, it was a big deal. Lee Kuan Yew was alive, and it was a man whom the world revered, and we too." So he said, "Sit down and talk to you. Since you have done me this favor, getting me the bed, I'm very pleased." So we sat down, and he told me a couple of things, which I won't reveal certain things, but those that can be revealed, I will tell you. For example, he said that when the children, Lee Kuan Yew's children, were young, they were two little boys and one girl. I think you know who they are. They don't watch television at home because Lee Kuan Yew don't have television at home. They don't read comics. They were not allowed to. So over the weekends, the kids would go over to Freddy Lee's place and watch TV and read comics and do the things they can't do at home. He told me that. I said I was surprised. No television. Oh, Then he said, my brother was a top criminal lawyer. He made a lot of money. He could have made more, but he wanted to be a politician, and being a politician, he's afraid of assassination. So when Freddy said he was in the traffic police. I think he was a DSP or ASP then. He took care of Lee Kuan Yew's morning escort with his team of um, bodyguard and um, what have you, mobile escort. And he will escort his brother from his house or istana to the, I think, Parliament building where he used to work. And every now and then, last minute he will call Freddy and say, Freddy, change the routing. I want you to bring me go by this way and that way. So I asked, why? He said, because he's afraid people might assassinate him. The communists wanted to kill him. So he was very afraid. I said, no wonder. When he came on board, we have special meals catered for him, and he won't want to eat. And then, very strange, a few times I flew with him, he won't eat after all the passengers have eaten the normal meals on the menu. He said, there you are. He was afraid. I don't know what's wrong with him, He wants to be a prime minister, and then, well, he loves being a politician, so be it. Then Freddy told me a few more things about his family and so forth. And well, it's a long video. I'm not going to say anymore. It's about almost 8 minutes. Thank you for watching. Bye.